You don't even realize how strong you've become. Your silence has power. Your calm is misunderstood as weakness, but it's actually mastery. Most people think strength is loud, dramatic, and visible. But the strongest people are the ones who hold themselves together when no one is watching. You've carried weight that would have broken others, and you survived without applause, without validation, without needing the world to notice. There is a kind of quiet power in you, the kind that Stoic philosophers believed was the highest form of strength. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that true strength comes from ruling your own mind, not conquering the world. And you've been doing that without even realizing it. Every time you stayed calm in chaos, every time you walked away instead of reacting, every time you rebuilt yourself in silence, you proved your strength. Today, we'll uncover 7 signs that reveal who you truly are, a deeply strong person. Stay close. You might finally see your own power clearly. 1. You are comfortable in solitude. Not everyone can handle silence, but you can. You don't fear being alone. You grow stronger when the world goes quiet. Most people panic the moment the noise fades. The second there's no distraction, no conversation, no audience. They feel empty. They rush toward anything that keeps them from facing their own thoughts. Social media, attention, pointless company. But when silence falls around you, something different happens. You don't collapse. You don't scramble for validation. You settle. You breathe. You return to yourself. Strong people are built in solitude, not in crowds. You've learned that silence is not a void, it's a mirror. It shows you who you are without influence, without pressure, without noise. And instead of running from that mirror, you face it. You sit with it. You've learned that your identity is not borrowed from other people. It rises from within you. That's why you don't break when the room empties. You don't lose your worth when someone leaves. Your confidence doesn't disappear just because the world isn't clapping. Most people need attention. You only need clarity. Your comfort with solitude didn't appear out of nowhere. It was forged through nights when you had no one to lean on but yourself. Through chapters where life didn't offer you a hand, so you became your own support system. Through seasons where you rebuilt quietly, healed privately, and carried pain without making the world responsible for it. Those moments didn't weaken you. They refined you. They shaped an inner stillness that most people never develop. Solitude didn't break you. It revealed you. This is exactly what the Stoics admired. Seneca said that a wise person is complete within themselves. Marcus Aurelius retreated into silence not to escape the world, but to command his own mind. To them, solitude wasn't loneliness. It was mastery. The strongest warriors train alone before they step into the arena. You've been doing the same, even if you never called it that. You don't chase noise. You choose peace. When people misunderstand you as distant, cold, or too independent, they fail to see the truth. You're not withdrawing from the world. You're protecting your center. You're choosing depth over distraction, peace over chaos, growth over approval. You've learned that not everyone deserves access to your attention or your silence. You know how to enjoy your own company. You know how to think, to reflect, to breathe without needing someone to fill the space beside you. Your solitude is not a sign that you lack connection. It's proof that you don't need constant connection to be whole. You're not alone. You're aligned. You're not empty. You're grounded. You're not isolated. You're strong. If solitude feels natural to you, if silence feels like clarity instead of fear, then understand this truth. You possess a form of inner strength that is extremely rare. You're someone who can stand alone without falling apart, and that makes you far stronger than you think. 2. You react slowly, but think clearly. Strong people don't explode. They don't panic. They don't react out of impulse. They respond with intention. Most people live like emotional tripwires. One rude comment, one unexpected setback, one uncomfortable moment, and they snap instantly. Their reactions are loud, fast, and unfiltered. They let the world pull their emotions like strings. But you're different. You don't fire back the moment you feel pressure. You pause, you breathe. You create space between what happens and what you choose to do next. And that tiny space, that split second of restraint, is where real strength lives. This ability to delay your reaction is one of the clearest signs of an unshakable mind. Because anyone can yell, anyone can panic, anyone can let anger or fear take the wheel. But only a strong person can hold the internal line when everything outside is trying to pull them off balance. You don't let your emotions become your master. You don't let people push you into a version of yourself you'll regret later. You protect your clarity even when the situation tries to steal it. Thinking clearly under pressure is a superpower, and you have it. Stoic philosophy describes this as the sacred pause. Epictetus taught that events don't hurt us. Our interpretation of them does. That means strength isn't about controlling the world. It's about controlling the moment before your mind assigns meaning to what happens. When someone disrespects you, when news shocks you, when plans collapse unexpectedly, you don't react blindly. You observe, you analyze, you decide. That's mastery. The kind Marcus Aurelius relied on to rule an empire without losing himself. Most people underestimate how much power exists in staying calm. They think calm means uncaring. They think quiet means weak. They think patience means passive. But your calmness is active. Your silence is deliberate. Your patience is strategic. You understand that emotional discipline is the difference between saying something you'll regret and saying something that changes the outcome entirely. Think about how many problems you've avoided simply because you didn't react immediately. How many arguments never escalated? How many relationships stayed intact? How many mistakes you didn't make? That's not luck. That's control. That's maturity. That's you choosing who you want to be instead of letting emotion choose for you. You don't rush. You calculate. You choose. You've learned that reacting quickly might feel powerful in the moment, but reacting wisely is powerful in reality. And you've felt the difference. You've noticed that people who once tried to provoke you eventually backed off. You've seen situations that could have exploded simply dissolve because you held your center. You've watched yourself grow calmer, clearer, and harder to shake. That is the mark of someone who has outgrown emotional chaos. The strongest person in the room is never the loudest. It's the most controlled. If you react slowly, intentionally, with thought instead of impulse, understand this. You carry a form of strength that most people never develop. You have mastered what others fear, your own mind, and that makes you someone the world cannot easily move. 3. You don't expect fairness. You adapt. You don't wait for the world to be fair. You don't crumble when life feels uneven. You adjust, adapt, and move forward anyway. Most people walk through life with an invisible contract in their mind. A belief that if they work hard, if they're kind, if they do things right, the world should reward them. They expect fairness. They expect balance. They expect life to follow rules that make emotional sense. But when reality breaks that contract, they break with it. They complain. They shut down. They feel betrayed by life itself. You, on the other hand, learned a hard truth early. Life is not fair, but you can be powerful in unfair conditions. This is one of the deepest signs of inner strength. The ability to face harsh realities without letting them weaken your spirit. You don't collapse when someone receives what you deserved. You don't spiral when people misunderstand you. You don't freeze when things don't go as planned. You take a breath, reassess, and adapt. You know that demanding fairness is a guaranteed path to frustration, but adapting is a guaranteed path to resilience. Stoic strength is built on accepting reality, not negotiating with it. Marcus Aurelius wrote that expecting the world to behave exactly as you prefer is like demanding that the sea stay still for your convenience. It won't. It never will. The Stoics didn't teach fairness. They taught flexibility. They believed that what matters is not whether life is fair, but whether you can maintain your character when it isn't. You've done precisely that. You've encountered situations that should have made you bitter, people taking credit for your work, individuals you trusted turning their back on you, moments where everything you built fell apart faster than you could hold it together. But instead of drowning in disappointment, you adapted your expectations, adjusted your strategy, and rebuilt with more wisdom than before. You don't cling to how things should have been. You deal with things as they are. That alone makes you stronger than the majority of people around you. You don't waste energy fighting reality. You use it to shape your next move. And this adaptability doesn't mean you tolerate disrespect or injustice. It means you understand what is within your control and what is not. When someone treats you unfairly, you don't chase them for closure. You don't beg for explanations. You don't demand they recognize the truth. Instead, you adjust your boundaries. You redirect your energy. You move differently with them, or without them. Your emotional stability doesn't depend on fairness. It depends on your ability to respond with clarity, not frustration. Think of how many times life blindsided you, and yet you stayed steady. Think of the unfair moments you overcame, not because they got easier, but because you got stronger. While others complain about what should be, you focus on what you can do next. That mindset is rare, it's powerful, it's stoic. You don't expect fairness. You create strength. You don't demand ease. You build resilience. If you've learned to adapt instead of expecting life to favor you, understand this. You possess a form of mental toughness most people never reach. And that adaptability is one of the strongest signs you are built for challenges most people could not survive. For you can control your anger. Strong people don't let anger own them. You feel it, but you don't become it. Your calm is a choice, not a weakness. Anger is one of the most powerful human emotions. It's explosive, fast, and blinding. Most people get swept away by it the moment it rises. They say things they regret. They act without thinking. They let a temporary feeling destroy long-term relationships, opportunities, and inner peace. But not you. When anger hits, you don't erupt. You contain, you analyze. You choose your response instead of letting your emotions choose it for you. This ability is extremely rare. Controlling anger doesn't mean you suppress it or pretend it isn't there. It means you understand its nature. That anger is just information, not instruction. You've learned to pause long enough for clarity to return. And that pause is everything. That pause is strength. Most people react. You regulate. Stoic philosophers warned that anger is a form of temporary madness. Seneca wrote that no plague harms the mind more violently. Marcus Aurelius repeatedly reminded himself to stay calm even when dealing with betrayal, incompetence, or disrespect. They believed that the strongest person is the one who remains in control when emotions try to take over. This philosophy lives in you, whether you realized it or not. Think about the moments you could have exploded but didn't. The times someone provoked you, insulted you, misunderstood you, or tried to pull you into their emotional chaos, and you stayed centered. People might have mistaken that calmness for indifference, but you know better. Staying calm takes more strength than losing control ever will. Anyone can yell, anyone can lash out, but holding your composure when your insides are burning, that's mastery. You don't fight with fire, you redirect it. Instead of reacting immediately, you give yourself space to think. You breathe, you let the initial wave pass. You choose your response based on reason, not emotion. This doesn't make you passive, it makes you powerful. When others lose control, You keep yours. When others get pulled into pointless drama, you conserve your energy. When others let anger define them, you let wisdom guide you. Your ability to control anger also protects your future. You know that one emotional mistake can undo years of hard work. One reckless reaction can destroy respect. One impulsive decision can shatter your self-image. So you choose differently, not for them, for you, for your stability, for your integrity, for your peace. Your calm is not silence, it's strategy. This strength often makes certain people uncomfortable. They want a reaction from you. They want you to fall into the emotional traps they set. They want to see you lose control so they can feel powerful. But you don't give them that satisfaction. You make them face their own chaos while you stay anchored. You don't match their intensity. You don't mirror their rage. You don't descend to their level. You stay above it. That's why people eventually learn not to mess with you emotionally. Because your restraint is intimidating. Your self-control is disarming. Your composure exposes their disorder. You don't suppress your anger. You master it. You don't erupt. You elevate. If you can stay calm when others try to provoke you, if you can remain in control even when your emotions surge, understand this. You carry a level of strength most people never achieve. And that inner fire, disciplined and directed, is exactly what makes you powerful. 5. You don't chase results. You chase discipline. Most people want success. You want structure. Most people want the outcome. You want the process. That difference alone puts you in a category of strength very few ever reach. Because chasing results is easy. Everyone does it. Everyone wants the reward, the recognition, the transformation. But the strongest people understand a truth most ignore. Results don't appear because you want them. They appear because you are disciplined enough to earn them. While others obsess over the finish line, you focus on the steps. While they crave the reward, you commit to the routine. You know that motivation comes and goes, but discipline creates momentum. And momentum builds the kind of life that doesn't collapse under pressure. You don't wait to feel ready. You show up, especially on the hard days. This is one of the clearest signs of inner strength. The ability to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. You've learned that your feelings are unreliable coaches. Some days you're motivated. Most days you're not. But you don't build a strong mind by following emotion. You build it by following commitment. Your habits are intentional, not accidental. You don't just hope things will improve. You create improvement through consistent action. You hold yourself accountable in ways most people never do. While others take breaks because they're tired, you rest strategically, but never quit. While others chase shortcuts, you refine the fundamentals. While others blame their circumstances, you adapt your strategy and keep moving. This is the heart of Stoic philosophy. Control your actions, not the outcome. Marcus Aurelius wrote that we never control the end result, only our effort, our focus, and our choices. The Stoics believed that if you align your actions with your values, the result is irrelevant because you have already won internally. You embody that belief every time you return to your routine, even when the world isn't clapping. Every time you choose consistency over comfort. Every time you close the gap between who you are and who you promise yourself you will become. You've likely experienced this shift in your own life. Goals that once felt overwhelming became manageable when you broke them into daily actions. Challenges that once terrified you became achievable through repetition. You've learned that discipline isn't restrictive, it's liberating. It frees you from chaos. It frees you from excuses. It frees you from depending on motivation, luck, or perfect conditions. Your strength is not in what you achieve. It's in who you become through the process. People who chase results burn out when progress slows. They get discouraged, they give up. But you keep moving. You understand that growth isn't always visible, but it is always happening. You know that one consistent day builds another and another and another, forming a path only the disciplined can walk. Your power lies in repetition, in showing up, in refusing to negotiate with laziness or fear. You've learned to trust the process more than your emotions, and that's why your life steadies while others collapse. You don't chase results. You create them through discipline, and that makes your strength permanent, not temporary. 6. You don't need validation to live your truth. You don't beg for approval. You don't chase applause. You don't need anyone to agree with your path for you to keep walking it. Most people live their lives like performers on a stage. Every decision is filtered through the question, what will they think? They shrink themselves to fit expectations, change direction when criticized, and depend on praise to feel valuable. Their identity is fragile because it's built on opinions that can shift in a second. But you are different. You don't shape your life around outside validation. You don't need people to understand your choices before you commit to them. You live in alignment with your values, not other people's preferences. This is one of the strongest forms of inner strength, the ability to belong to yourself. You don't betray your intuition for acceptance. You don't silence your truth to avoid judgment. You don't trade authenticity for approval. You understand that not everyone will like you, not everyone will get you, and not everyone is meant to walk your path. And that's perfectly fine. Strong people don't live loudly, they live honestly. This independence of identity is rare because it requires courage. It requires letting go of the illusion that being liked equals being worthy. It requires standing firm even when your decisions confuse others. And it requires understanding something most never realize. The moment you stop needing validation, you take your power back. Stoic philosophy echoes this. Marcus Aurelius wrote repeatedly about the danger of living for the praise of others, reminding himself that external approval is meaningless when it does not align with virtue. Seneca warned that a person who depends on applause becomes a slave to the crowd. The Stoics believed that a strong person acts from values, not from the need to be admired. And that's exactly how you operate, whether you've noticed it or not. You choose integrity over popularity. You choose truth over comfort. Think about the times you pursued a goal even when no one believed in it. The decisions you made that others questioned but later respected. The moments when you trusted your instincts even when everyone else doubted you. Those weren't accidents. Those were signs of your strength. You've learned that the world rewards authenticity in the long run, even if it criticizes it in the moment. You also understand the emotional freedom that comes with not needing validation. You don't feel pressured to explain yourself endlessly. You don't bend to win favor. You don't abandon your standards to avoid disappointing someone. You show up as you are, consistently, unapologetically, honestly. And ironically, that's why people respect you. Not because you chase respect, but because you don't. Your self-assurance makes others trust your judgment. Your independence makes others gravitate toward you. Your clarity makes you a stabilizing force in a world full of uncertainty. You don't seek approval. You radiate authenticity. If someone misunderstands you, you don't break. If someone criticizes you, you listen without losing yourself. If someone leaves because you won't change to please them, you let them go. Because you know something they don't. Losing people is not nearly as painful as losing yourself. You don't need validation to live your truth. And that truth is exactly what makes you powerful. 7. You stay calm in chaos. When everything falls apart, you don't. When life becomes loud, you become still. When others panic, you anchor yourself. This is one of the most unmistakable signs of true inner strength, the ability to remain centered when the world around you is losing control. Most people crumble under pressure. Stress overwhelms them. Uncertainty destabilizes them. Conflict triggers them. They react emotionally, impulsively, desperately. But you don't. You enter a different state. A quiet, grounded clarity that surprises even you sometimes. While others feel the storm, you become the eye of it. Your calm in chaos is not an accident. It is the result of everything you've learned, everything you've survived, and everything you've built inside yourself. You've faced situations that should have broken you, but they didn't. You've experienced moments where the ground disappeared beneath you, yet you still found a way to stand. You've endured emotional earthquakes, yet your spirit never collapsed. Each of those experiences strengthened your foundation, layer by layer, until calmness became your natural response to pressure. Chaos doesn't intimidate you. It activates your clarity. You've learned that panic never solves anything. You've learned that reacting emotionally only makes a bad situation worse. And you've learned that composure is a strategy, not an accident. In moments where most people freeze or explode, you inhale. You shift your perspective. You focus on what you can control and release what you can't. This is the essence of Stoicism, and you live it without needing to call it by name. Marcus Aurelius faced wars, betrayals, plagues, and political unrest, yet his writings remained calm, measured, and centered. He believed that the world outside cannot truly disturb you unless you let it in. You reflect that same principle. Your peace is internal, not circumstantial. It doesn't depend on perfect conditions. It survives imperfect ones. The stronger you are inside, the less the outside world can shake you. Your calmness often confuses people. They think you don't care, when in reality, you care deeply. You just refuse to let fear or anger make your decisions for you. They think you're emotionless, when the truth is you're emotionally disciplined. They think you're detached, when in reality you're focused on solutions, not drama. Others react to problems. You respond to them. Think of the moments when chaos hit your life, the emergencies, the conflicts, the heartbreaks, the unexpected failures, the days that felt like everything was falling apart. And yet, even in those moments, you found a way to breathe, a way to think, a way to choose your next step instead of collapsing into hopelessness. That is not normal. That is not common. That is strength, refined, tested, and proven. Your calm is not the absence of emotion. It is the presence of mastery. You don't run from chaos. You navigate it. You don't fear uncertainty. You adapt to it. You don't lose yourself in the storm. You become the stillness within it. And this is why you stand out. When others need the world to be peaceful before they can feel peaceful, you generate peace from within. You walk through difficulty without losing yourself. You give stability to people who are unsteady. You bring order to situations that are spiraling. You remain grounded even when life is shaking. You stay calm in chaos. And that is the mark of someone truly, undeniably strong. Strength isn't always loud, it isn't always obvious, and it rarely looks the way people expect. Today, you've walked through 7 signs that reveal a different kind of power. The kind that lives inside you, the kind that doesn't need to be seen to be real. Maybe you never considered yourself strong. Maybe you thought surviving made you hardened, or being calm made you distant, or choosing solitude made you different. But now you know the truth. These qualities are not flaws. They're proof of who you've become. You've learned to stand alone without falling apart. You've learned to respond instead of react. You've learned to adapt when life is unfair, to control your anger, to prioritize discipline over comfort, to live without needing approval, and to stay composed in chaos. That isn't luck. That is strength earned through experience, reflection, and resilience. The world doesn't always celebrate this kind of strength, but Stoic philosophy does. And now, you can too. So as you move forward, hold these signs close. Let them remind you of your power on the days you forget it. Let them guide your decisions, your boundaries, and your growth. If this message resonated with you, make sure to like the video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom. And tell me in the comments, which sign felt the most true for you? You are stronger than you think. And this is just the beginning.